Welcome to Vegas Live with Ninon. As I've said before, we're on a completely different set. But, you know, the COVID thing is, I think it's coming to a head, COVID-19. I'm not sure, but my perception is that I don't hear as much of it on the news. It seems to be dying down a little bit, and maybe that's because we're going to have the finals of the election, and maybe because we're going into 2021, and the whole thing, everything is so exciting. But more than being exciting, I have Kay Davis with me. He was on my show. No, I interviewed him on the red carpet some time ago, and I sort of kind of remember it because he was quite a sparkle, and I believe he was with his father. Kay Davis, how are you?
How are you?
You looking amazing.
I'm trying.
Now, you flew in you're in
North Carolina.
North Carolina now. What's going on in North Carolina?
Well,
have they sorted themselves out yet?
That's just where I live right now. For the moment, we live in there and just doing a little bit of business out there.
Oh, fabulous.
Yeah.
But you want to move to Vegas, I understand.
I do. Vegas, then eventually L.A.
Why L.A.?
Well, it's more of a industry thing.
Okay.
With movies, and I'm trying to get into the film.
Oh, that's what I'm asking, because Vegas is more for the music.
Yes.
It's definitely the music. You know,
Yes.
they're trying to bring the film business here. They've been trying for years. They're succeeding, though. They're succeeding with their film industry in Vegas at long last.
Right.
And maybe more so now because the hotels are a little dodgy at the moment. You know what's going on.
Yeah,
and everything. So what are you doing now? You kind of had another name, didn't you?
Yes, it was. I'm formerly known as Mansone Batez.
Mansone Batez.
Yeah, killer name, something like that. You know,
Killer
name. But I'm now Kay Davis, which is my real name, Kareem Davis. I
how
prefer to
lovely!
be me.
You want to be, so you just want to be you.
Be me.
You know, there's nothing like that. When you have your own name, I have my own name, Ninon de Rosa. That is all true. My mum gave me Ninon. My de Vere is a family name, and I married a guy called his last name was de Rosa. So that's everyone says, "Oh, you made that name up." No, I didn't.
That's a fabulous name too.
It's a great name, but it's very complicated
Yeah.
with people. But I think when you have your own name, I think it gives you feel good.
Yeah,
I think
yeah.
you feel like you own it. Well, you do own it actually.
It's mine.
It's yours, and it makes you feel good, and it makes you feel that you're not being phony, or you're not sort of,
Right.
you're not trying to be somebody else that you're not. So now you can be you.
Yeah, and it's a meaning behind that. I want to start my own legacy, but with myself. Like when you become an entertainer and you have a name, that's a name.
Yes.
That's like your alter ego.
Yes.
Somebody you want to pretend to be.
Yes.
So
But you always have to pretend.
Right. You got to pretend that you're just somebody that you're not. So I decided to be myself.
Oh,
that way people will respect me for who I am and for what I'm
Yes.
trying to do with a new artistry and some new music out there.
So
That's
is
some new
that
music.
what you're doing right now?
Yes.
So you kind of change. Well, it didn't actually change his name. You just use your real name.
That's right.
So it's not really changed. You changed it before.
Yeah.
So now that you're doing that, are you going into something different? Because you're a rapper.
Yeah. Entertainer.
Entertainer. Why do you like to be called an entertainer
Because
rather than a rapper?
a rapper just sounds so like you're
A
just
rapper.
rapping.
Yeah.
Entertainer's like I'm entertaining you.
Yes.
You know?
Well, you've sort of introduced many talents, haven't you,
Yes.
as a society spokesperson, right? So who have you? What? I want to find. I don't know what he's been up to.
I've been working with my uncle Dougie Fresh, the rapper Smooth B.
Great.
Busy B, a lot of old school rappers. Like I did with the old school rappers, Easy A.D., Grandmaster Cash, Little Vicious, because you got to go back to the roots in order to
bring
teach
it back again.
Right. You got to, in order for you to teach the youth, you got to give them some knowledge that they don't know, and they would know. So it's like when you're going to school, you can't just do math. You got to go back and study how to do math.
Yes, you have to learn to do it before you can execute it. You're
so
right.
I'm trying to bridge the gap between the old generation and new generation to cut the madness out.
And is it working?
It's a little bit. I gotta get more deep with it.
You got to get more into it and
Yes.
more sort of. So, where have you performed and what have you done that sort of you've really you turn to yourself and you say, "Well, I reached it."
Okay, the biggest thing I did was a Sway in the Morning show. I did that. I did Funk Master Flex show. I did the Breakfast Club online.
Yeah.
I went down there and did it as well. I toured a lot. For my years of like say 2014 and 2015, I done toured the planet. I could say
You toured the
to me
planet.
it's the planet because I went from the east to the west coast, back and forth.
Yeah, it is.
My name grew.
Your name grew.
It grew.
Did it now? Because this is how it works. you start out and you don't have, you have confidence because you're out there and you've got the job.
That's
so obviously
right.
you got something. But then each time you come out, you sort of learn more and you do more and you get more confident. And is that what you felt you sort of would feel that you feel the confidence?
It opened up doors that I couldn't imagine. Like, I'm a songwriter as well. I write songs. I done wrote for my Uncle Dougie Fresh. And I wrote the Play album. The Play album did successful overseas in the UK. Did great. Went double platinum over there.
Oh, really? Double platinum? That's cool.
Yeah, you can look that up, fellas. I got a gold and platinum album myself. My Eighth Wonder album, which just came out in 2018, went gold. Over 600,000 downloads. And the 2019, The Book of the Dead, it went 1.6 million downloads. And now how we did that was straight through TuneCore. Site called TuneCore. Straight through them.
My goodness.
No iTunes, no Amazon.
No, nothing. Just straight.
Just cut the middleman out. We're going to go through you.
Isn't that amazing?
And you know what it's called, too?
What?
Business.
Now, do you know something? You just said something because majority of people in the entertainment business and the music business know nothing about business.
That's right.
And they make I've known many, many celebrities that have made oodles and doodles of money and they've got nothing now.
That's right, because they don't know what to do with it. See, see, if I was to make $4 or $5 million, what I would do first of all,
I would be sitting next to you.
I'll bring you along because what I'm gonna tell you is gonna make you feel real good. I'll go to Skid Road and clean it up first of all.
Oh,
I'm gonna aim for the homeless
I did
first.
that.
I'm gonna get them off the street because these platinum superstars and rappers and actors make.
I did a show like that. I did a show called Ninon and the Cop.
That's right.
And we were down in LA where all the homeless
You gotta do it.
And we were trying to help the homeless. And I learned so much about the homeless, of what they want and what they don't want. It's quite, when you really get yourself involved in it, it's a little different to what you see.
Right. And you know something too? They don't choose to be homeless.
No,
they didn't choose. They didn't make that choice to be there.
No.
They went
well,
somewhere.
a lot of them, yes, a lot of the drugs and different things that happened to them and got there. But there was also quite a few of them, not many, but there's a few of them like to be homeless. They don't want to go into a mission. They don't want to go into these places. Because I went into the mission downtown in Los Angeles and it was half empty. And I said, what happened? They said, well, they don't want to be in here.
Wow.
Because of the restrictions. And I saw all these empty beds.
Well, they don't want to follow rules.
They don't want to follow. No.
That's the point.
That's the problem. But I do agree with you because I think there's far, far too many homeless right now that don't know. And I think a lot of it is drugs now because, we have all this, all these drugs. So where do they go and who takes them?
I think if you gave them a job and gave them something to do, it'll take their mind off the drug. The drug is an escape goal. Yeah. It's something that you get high, you ain't thinking about reality now.
Well, they think of all the crazy things, of all the wonderful things.
Right.
And then you come back down to reality.
You're floating like a bird now.
I would know. I don't take drugs.
But yes. If you clean them up and you give them a job and show them something else besides that poverty.
Where they're at. And you show them the dignity of life that they can have.
That's what I would like to do with my
So we've got to make
blessings.
sure that you actually make millions, because then you can do that.
Please do. I will. Please.
So saying please do, and what you're doing now, you're going out into another stream, the same stream but under a different name.
Yes.
But so what is your plan? How are you going to achieve this goal? Because you've got a pretty big goal.
My plan is to release music to a different genre. See, when you release a music, it's ways you release it.
Yes.
Like everybody's worried about the U.S. and I want to release music to Africa and India and then places that can't get the music. So when you
brilliant idea.
You build up
tapping
new
into something that's not tapped into.
Yes, you build up new fan bases everywhere around the planet. That way, it'll all come to the head.
And then it comes together.
Like Michael Jackson.
Rather than go to the top and put it out where everybody else puts it up. So you should call your company Underground.
Oh yeah, it's like when you putting seeds in the ground, you can't expect the plant to grow like that.
No, you got to water it.
That's right.
People forget to water it. If you don't water something, it's going to die.
That's right, and that's what I'm trying to water the world with me.
So
they can grow.
So you've got big ambitions to make it and to do it.
That's right.
Do you have anybody? I'm sure you have quite a few people out there helping you on this new journey you're on.
Well, I have Interscope behind me at Interscope Records out of California.
Interscope.
Yeah. Big up to Dennis. Big up to Caroline Diaz. I have Venom Management is helping me.
Okay.
And I'm still doing an album with Superstar D Records, which I got to complete that. It's called 25 Developed in stores now.
What do you mean develop that? You're also a producer of music.
Producer, songwriter.
I'm learning.
Entertainer. I direct and film movies too. I got 3 movies out there now. 3 independent films.
You're a very busy guy.
I'm very busy.
But then, you always give the busy guy, give busy hands more work because then he only wants to know how to work it and they'll get it done.
That's right.
They absolutely will. Are you going to do a little rap for me?
I could do a rap for you. I could
Little
do
bit.
a
little piece.
little piece.
Yeah.
Oh.
Why not? Let's have
I say, my black butterfly, young lady looking fly. We could pace the town, just you and I. Pumping no jams, your body all right, your figure all tight. Make it baby to a slow jam. Oh, you got to buy the CD to hear the rest of that.
You're going to buy the CD to get the rest of that. I love that. I love that. Because in the spur of the moment, I love to ask people on the spur of the... And then they said, Ninon, you're not going to do that. And I said, yes, I am.
Oh, I'm going to do it for you, Nina.
Yeah, there you go. You did it.
I'm going to do it.
You're going to do it. But you aren't going to... You're going to climb that ladder.
I'm going to climb that ladder. Yeah, I'm going to climb it up as much as God allowed me to climb it.
And how are you going to open with the climb? How are you opening, obviously, with your new name? And then you're opening with... are you going to be doing rapping and producing? What was your...
producing. I want to put out other artists to keep the platform alive, because it ain't about me. When you think it's about you, you can't have a business with just you doing everything. Like when you're playing basketball, real fast, when you're playing basketball, you got a team. It's 5 people on the team. If I'm the only person on the team, I can't score, block, shoot. I got to have people do that.
Sounds like he can, but anyway.
Yeah.
He says he
I
can't.
can try.
You can try.
Feet and arms and everything work.
No, they're all working very well.
But yeah, I want to put out the younger generation and teach them the right way to do the music.
That's
that
what
way
I
they
was
can
talking
survive.
about earlier. And we have to teach them as the
Right.
older generation. I don't mind being older. I've got a lot behind me that I can teach them.
Right.
And I had a show before called Voices of Tomorrow for 16 years and helped these kids
You're a
moving
legend.
along. And they need that. They definitely need that, because how do they learn if we don't teach them?
That's right, and they got to learn how to swim in the water with sharks, because the hip hop industry and the hip hop business is 2 different things. The people don't understand that the hip hop industry is the industry, but the business is the business. Industry is me rapping and singing and dancing. The business is paperwork.
Well, the paperwork is also the paperwork, but also it is the money.
Yes.
And
Yes.
money, is soon, it comes in fast and it disappears
And then when it comes
fast.
in, you got the people, the wolves that come with it.
Oh, they come, all the wolves and
With
all the
the fangs
managers and
hanging
all the
down.
people, and they've all got sort of, I had to spend this and I know
That's
all
right.
about that stuff.
That's right.
And so you have to keep, if you don't know about it, you have to keep an eye on it. You've got to know what you're doing and where it's going, but you've got to save a little bit. You've also got to invest it.
That's right. Big investments is the big investment. The bigger they invest, the longer you survive.
Yeah. With all what you've been through and everything else, what would you like to tell somebody out there that's going into the rapping business and the music business? What message would you like to give to the younger generation?
Get a good manager. Do business. Don't have family as your business associates. Get people that's professionals. Learn the business before you get into it, because it will swallow you whole. And be humble. Be humble and think before you do something. Think about it. Don't just go do it because you want to be famous. Think, because when you get into that light, you're not going to like what's in that light. And y'all know what I'm talking about.
When you might close your eyes to it, trying to ignore
And
it.
you'll end up
but
somewhere
don't.
else.
Yes.
That's right.
Don't close your eyes to it. Don't keep your eyes wide
Keep it open and be smart.
Be careful about the drugs and things, because
Please.
they'll get you involved in that,
That's
and then
right.
you certainly don't know what you're doing willy-nilly anytime.
It's
Right.
a shame how these. That's right.
That's what they do. I know what they do.
Drugs and all
Yeah.
that. Yeah. And all that.
That's been going on for years, because that used to be in the movie industry. And years ago in Hollywood, they would have the different sort of drugs, not the same drugs now, but still drugs. And none of them knew what they had or what
Can
they
I
were
ask
doing.
you a question?
Yes, you can ask me.
The
We're turning the tables. Okay, you can.
The movie industry. How was it to you? Like, how is it worth being in there?
It's definitely, that's your passion, 100%. It's a very cutthroat. As a woman, it's totally different to as a man.
Right.
Because men in the old back, they did have the monopoly over the women, and a lot of the women were used. I don't think that's happening right now. I think but it is a cutthroat business. It's the same as the music business. Entertainment and music industry is the same thing. But also, if you go into the big companies where you become CEOs and managers, you've also got to fight in there too. So I think it's you being truthful with yourself and going out and getting what you want. It's not what somebody else wants. It's nothing to do with anybody else. I was just saying that to somebody this morning, that your whole life, whatever happens in your life, is to do with you. So wherever you want to go and what you want, felt around, be a little felt girl, run around, see what's going on, and see which niche you can go into and who you can trust.
Yeah, because I want to be in film business badly. I mean, I
Oh,
really
do you want to be a film star? Or you want to
I want to be
both?
both.
You want to be a director?
I want to be actor and director.
All right, actor is one thing. Know your business. Go into it 100%. Do not be afraid of anybody out there on the set of laughing at you or doing things. Just be what you need to be for that part. As a director, the same thing. Just do what you want and create what you want. When you're on set and when you're in a movie, everybody is very, very polite and very, very nice. But you don't know what they're doing behind your back, so you have to be a little bit careful, of what's going on and what's happening. But it's like when you do a scene wrong, they never say, "Well, you did that dreadful." They will never say that. Right. They will say, "Okay, let's try it a different way." The reason for that, and this is a lesson for any actor out there actually, is they don't ever want to put or take the energy out of that actor, because if they come back to do it a second time after you've just told them off, they'll never do it.
Wow.
So you have to be very careful how you handle your crew. It's a very sort of, but go where you want to go. But it's tough.
I thank you for that. I needed
It's
that.
tough. It's tough.
Yeah.
But you're going to be nice to people, and be careful who you. Sometimes the guy that's cleaning up the paper and cleaning it could be the son of the producer. So you don't know.
Your whole job, then,
Yeah, and then you will never know you're blacklisted. A lot of actors and people out there that have done things.
I heard a lot about that blacklist, and I'm just.
But you never know you're blacklisted.
Wow, you would never know.
No one will ever tell you. And you'll think, well, why aren't I getting parts? And why is this happening? Why isn't that happening? Because you did something, or you talked about somebody. So you got to.
That's deep.
That's very deep. Yeah. So anybody listening to the show, I hope you're all listening to the show. Don't forget, tune in Vegas Live with Ninon on YouTube, subscribe, and do all those wonderful, great things. And you are amazing, absolutely.
Thank you
now,
so much.
How can anybody get hold of you, Kay Davis?
Well, you can find me now. Still, it's Mansone MANSONE BATEZ on Facebook. Instagram is Mr_BATEZ 541, and Twitter is at BATEZ0123. And I got a brand new project out right now called Pressure Mixtape, album out called 25 to Velt. One more thing, the YouTube channel is Superstar DU Records at the moment, y'all. Superstar DU Records, all the videos and the movies are there. And I'm going to be here to stay.
I love that. North Carolina, goodbye.
Peace.
Hello, Vegas and Los Angeles.
That's right.
Thank you, everybody, for listening. We've got our next guest coming up soon, and we will be back with you. Vegas Live with Ninon. Take care. If you enjoyed the last show we just did and all the other shows, don't forget to subscribe. Vegas Live with Ninon on YouTube. We've got plenty more coming up, and our guests are amazing. So don't forget to subscribe. We'll be right back. Vegas Live with Ninon.